So the next match, the first match on Dynamite was Birdman Ospreay. Good Lord, he reminds me, I think I said this to you yesterday when we were talking about it. He reminds me of the Always Sunny episode where they're dressed like caw when he's got the feathered
Birds of War
entrance robe. The Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey, that's what it was.
Birds of Prey. He's a bird of Ospreay. And
you made it work.
So then he is supposed to wrestle a member of the Don Callis family, and Don comes out to give this guy the big intro, and the fans chant, "Fuck Don Callis." And they caught the censor unaware because they tried to say that later in the program and they were bleeping him, but they let this go by because it wasn't that loud. But Don announces that Ospreay's mystery opponent that Ospreay is supposed to face from the Don Callis family gets the big buildup, and now it's Mark Davis. And people are, ready. And this is the guy that was the ex-tag team partner of Kyle Felcher. And how did this go again? And again, I think you told me this yesterday, and I swear to God, I can't remember it yet. Felcher didn't turn on him because he was already gone somewhere. Did he get hurt? And then Felcher turned heel, and then Davis came back to get even with him for not calling him while he had diarrhea. I don't fucking know. And then Davis was a babyface, but nobody gave two shits and a fucking taint tickle about him. And then he went away again. Or can you do that better than me?
They were a tag team. They were Aussie Open. They had wrestled a few matches in AEW. And then Mark Davis either got hurt or had a visa issue. I don't even know. But they broke away Fletcher first as a babyface. Was he a babyface? I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
And then he turned on Will Ospreay and he got screwdriver power with Don Callis. Then Mark Davis showed up again dressed like a homeless man. And no one really knew who he was because he wasn't established. And he was upset with Ospreay because he never heard from him. And then he aligned himself with the baby faces. Then he was off TV again. And now he's returned, seemingly as a heel, with the people he was confronting a few weeks ago.
Did his ass used to be the size of Atlanta, Georgia? Because I swear to God, did he go down early and spend a couple days at the Varsity doing an all-you-can-eat hot dog challenge?
Well, he's a bigger guy, but I don't know if I want to...
He's a bigger guy. His fucking ass is as wide as a drive-in movie screen, but it came in handy. Because nobody could possibly care what happened in this match, so I skipped that. But after about 10 minutes or so, Davis hit this flying pile driver where Ospreay was bent over and Davis kind of jumped up and landed on his back and turned in midair and planted him with the pile driver. And it's the goddamnest thing I've ever seen. That could be a finish anywhere in the world in any company. It was fucking beautiful. And because of his big ass and thighs, everything was safe. And he just nailed it perfect. Cover, 2 count. Ospreay kicked out. And then God damn it. And then within, I swear, 15 seconds of this devastating maneuver, Ospreay is up, runs across the ring, hits the only good-looking hidden blade I've ever seen him hit, that back elbow thing, because the guy was standing up and took a hell of a bump and stood on his knees and his shits. And that got a 1, 2, 3. So the best looking move of the night, Ospreay kicked out of after 2, and then Davis, who I think is, I won't call him a complete idiot because nobody's ever learned him. And we need to learn you. But if you got a move like that, if you're not winning the match, don't do the fucking move. But then there becomes a problem that he probably is never going to win a fucking match in this company. But if you don't win with that thing, you shouldn't. Any old timer would tell you that. But that wasn't all, Brian. Do you have any thoughts so far? Or should I get to then? Now they're going to get to the meat of the matter.
Do you have any thoughts in general on the idea, whether here or anywhere else, on a surprise opponent being brought in to lose right away?
Well, I guess I'm just kind of used to it in this environment. It doesn't really make any sense, but the, yes, there could be obviously an element of it will bring this surprise mystery opponent in. It's a guy from your past, and you conquer that guy, but it furthers your angle within this other guy comes out or whatever. So yes, a mystery guy, surprise guy can be brought in to lose in the right framework, but just has this guy ever fucking won? That's just to bring a guy that nobody ever cared about to begin with, and he's been there and gone, and as we explained, back and forth and hither and yon, and then they have a good match for 10 minutes, and then he fucking gets beat, and then other people come out and start fighting with each other, and he's forgotten. No, this was just a ratings ploy, a mystery in Tony's mind. He thinks that if you stipulate everything, every match has some incredible implication that we will list to you, and then this guy will face a mystery member of the Don Fallis family and these people in an 8-man tag against so-and-so, with the winner to go on to Wrestle Dream to compete against the Stardom champion of the fucking butt fucking. I don't know. But when you hit people with that much shit, then they tune out and they just watch people fucking bounce off each other. And that's when you lose the ability to create those individual personalities and get the individual guys over, because they're just watching people bounce off each other because they're overwhelmed with this just endless bombard of people bouncing off each other. Am I digressing?
No, and I believe the Stardom champion of butt fucking jumped a Marigold, for the record.
Well, in that case, if you want to get fucked in the ass, go to Marigold.
Or Gleet. Maybe Gleet.
No, that's the noise they make after they've been to Marigold. But anyway, so after this match, Ospreay took the microphone, and at least he kept it brief, bruv. But he brought out his partner at the Grand Slam. It's Kenny. It's Kenny. Here comes Kenny. And Kenny's got the microphone, and they gave him time, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And he came out, as you mentioned, raggedy jeans and an olive green drab T-shirt with some, anime character or something on it. But they look like the people in the fucking stands. And, the people are going to look at the people in the stands to fucking see that. And I won't even belabor the point. Kenny has the least amount of menace or aggression or emotion or intimidation or conviction or anything else in his voice. He just sounds like a computer tech that you might be forced to speak to about your ailing laptop. And it just blasé and wishy-washy, but then here comes Take a Shit and Kyle Felcher out in the entranceway, and they're trying to promote a tag team match at Grand Slam. And that Kenny did try to fire up, but he still just, to me, sounds like a nerd. And then he literally blew the fans a kiss and told everyone good night and bang, and they blew off some pyro. And there's another tag team match that we get to see is Fletcher and Take a Shit and the dream team of Kenny and Willie.
You want to bet that match is going to get a better reaction than Moxley and Claudio versus Jay White and Edge?
Oh, no, I don't want to bet with you on that, but that's like saying you get a bigger reaction for being spit roasted by 2 fucking rhinoceroses or goddamn burned in a pit of boiling oil.
Well, we'll see what happens, and of course, Kenny.
Do they have rhinoceri in Australia?
I don't know if they currently do. It is the land of plenty, so they may have plenty of those. And of course, Kenny always ends his promos or his night with good night and au revoir. What does he say?
He says, mwah.
And I'll see you soon. Get home safe.
Have a pleasant tomorrow. And then bang.
The point is, he's signing off.
That's the sound of the fans shooting themselves in the head.
Well, no, that's Kenny signing off for the night. And a lot of people, when they hear the sign off, they say, hey, it's time for bed. I need a good night's sleep. Maybe some people in AEW could use a good night's sleep instead of staying up all night partying. But I digress. Helix Sleep!
Yes, you digress over to Helix, and that's where you need to digress. When you digress yourself at night, folks, you digress, you divest yourself of all of your dressing, and you lay down naked in a bed. You don't want to feel like, wait a minute, I'm exposing my naked human body with all of its frailties and ailments and potential weak points to some unauthorized surface. Because, you know, a lot of these mattress companies, they just don't give a shit. You've heard this, Brian. It's been in the news many times. You'll find, I don't know, used razor blades and stuff from the city dump that they use to stuff some of the big name mattresses. Occasionally, some junkies leave their hypodermic needles stuck in the middle of it. Because, you know, they get a lot of the labor, some of these big companies, comes from a poor part of Pakistan. So you never know what you're laying on. And that's why our friends at Helix Sleep have taken it upon themselves to save people from sleeping on a surface filled with horrible tetanus-ridden substances and instead get a beautiful night's sleep like you're laying on a fluffy cloud. And again, no matter how you're shaped or figured, whether you're unnaturally tall or morbidly obese or in some way deformed in any stretch of the human experience, Helix Sleep has a mattress that will even make a hideous thing like you comfortable in the privacy of a dark room in your own home by yourself alone where people don't have to look at you. So right now, folks, all you do is you go to helixsleep.com and you take their little quiz where they ask you how and what position you like to sleep and different things that you like to do in your life and what you might be wearing at that particular point in time. And then they're going to send you a mattress, or they're not going to send it to you. You got to buy it first, but then they're going to hook you up with one.
They send it after you buy it. They are sending it.
Well, they send it after you buy it, but you got to buy it, then they send it. It's the buy-send relationship. But they're going to hook you up with one that is all to your preferences, whether you got the snoring, the back pain, the sleep apnea, problems with, as a matter of fact, now they have that new incontinence mattress where if you piss the bed instantly, you get an electric shock to wake you up and let you know to stop doing that shit. But
well, let me just stop you right there. They do not have anything like that, and you do not have to worry about any sort of electrical shocks with Helix Sleep.
Is that still in development? I must be confusing an advance memo. I'm on the board.
You are not on any board. You don't get any memos. Will you stop it? Of course, you have no idea what you're talking about here.
I'm bored right now. Didn't you get the memo? Anyway.
Go to sleep. Folks, Helix Sleep.
If you go to helixsleep.com/JCE, we're going to save you money because you're going to get 20% off site-wide and 2 free dream pillows. That's the pillows when you put it on the comfortable mattress, then you lay your head down on the comfortable pillows, and boom, you're going to dream. You're going to be a dream machine floating away on a cloud. Just be careful when you wake up the next morning. Don't go to bed naked because you might have to wander back to your home from some undisclosed location.
What?
Right now, again, if you're dreaming and you're floating, helixsleep.com /JCE.
Yeah.
20% off site-wide and 2 free dream pillows with any mattress purchase. Boy, howdy, that's a deal you just can't beat with a stick.
Well, leave the stick outside and go to bed with Helix Sleep one more time, Jim. We love them here at the house. I know you love them over there at Castle Cornette. What's the promo code?
helixsleep.com /JCE.
Good night.